Greetings to all. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Myself Sanchita Sanand, a first year law student from Galgotias University and currently working as a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. So today I am here to talk about the new labor codes. Labor, though is considered to be a strong backbone of the economy, it is often not looked upon with such importance. Labor, by definition, is the work which is done by people with the use of their physical or mental strength for an income, most likely in the form of monetary nature. Professor Marshall has defined the concept of labor as by labor is meant the economic work of man, whether with hand or head. According to the Constitution of India, labor falls under the concurrent list which gives power to both the state as well as the legislature to make laws and amend the same. The concept of labor law has been a dynamic field as it keeps on changing with time and circumstances. The Parliament recently made a huge amendment where labor law has been consolidated into three laws, which are the Industrial Relations Code, Social Security Code, and the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Bill. So, what are the laws governing labours in India? First is Trade Unions Act of 1926. This act was one of the primary acts that had been made so that the workers had a platform to voice out their concerns with regard to anything in relation to their field of work, such as the employer's wage, working condition, etc., as the employees have a right to form trade unions to represent them. Second law is the Industrial Disputes Act of 1947. This act goes hand in hand with the Trade Unions Act of 1926. This act has been implemented and has specific sections so that the workers cannot be terminated without a proper reason, which is justified along with other laws that protect their rights. Third law is Minimum Wages Act of 1948. So this act was enacted so as to ensure that there would be a minimum wage that would be given to the workers and no amount lesser than the minimum wage would be given to the workers. The minimum wage, which has been decided, varies according to the states, as the factors that determine the minimum wage are the type of work that the person does, along with how much income is needed to fulfill human needs. Other laws which work towards the protection of the rights of these employees are the Factories Act 1948, Maternity Benefits Act 1961, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, etc. A recent law that had been enacted to prevent the rights of employees is the Sexual Harassment of Women Employees at Workplace Act 2013, which came into effect on December 2013 after a series of sexual harassment issues that had been increasing. So, some of the key impacts that the labor laws have on the business community are as follows. First is consistency in the definition of wages. Under the current labor laws, there are nearly 12 definitions assigned to the term wages alone. This was resulting in a lot of litigation and confusion for the companies. The term wages has been uniformly defined under the four codes, and therefore it is expected to reduce much confusion about what is specifically included in wages. Second is the impact of the new codes on social security and take-home salary. So, due to the change in the definition of wages and the fact that the various social security such as Provident Fund, Gratuity, ESICs, etc. have now been pegged as a percentage of the wages and not just the basic or basic plus dearness allowance. There is expected to be a change in the total payouts on account of social security and retirement benefits. Depending on the employment letters and salary breakup of existing employees, even the take-home salary of employees may be affected. Even TDS calculations based on the revisions in the take-home need to be carefully considered, as the obligation to deduct TDS in case of salary, that is on the employer. Then is much wider coverage. Unlike the current labor laws, where coverage is different for each of the laws depending on the type of work done by the employee, or coverage is restricted to workers or employees drawing certain remuneration, the four labor codes seem to apply to all employees and certainly have much wider coverage than each of the current laws looked at individually. So the new labor codes also look at new age working models and seem to give protection and legal remedies to 21st century workers as well. So the labor codes over contract labor, fixed term employment, gig workers, platform workers and many more concepts. Thus the law appear to be forward looking and are more inclusive. So now what are the concerns with these labor codes? First is against the interest of employees. The codes provide the liberty to industrial establishments to hire and fire their employees at will. This move might enable companies to introduce arbitrary service conditions for workers. Second is free hand to states. The central government has also attracted criticism that states have been given a free hand to exempt laws in violation of labor rights. However, the Union Labour Minister has said that the labour issues is in the concurrent list of the Constitution and therefore states have been given the flexibility to make changes as they wish. Then is affect the industrial piece. That is, Industrial Relation Code proposes that workers in factories will have to give a notice at least 14 days in advance to employers if they want to go on strike. However, earlier the Standing Committee on Labour had recommended against the expansion of the required notice period for strike beyond the public utility services like water, electricity, natural gas, telephone and other essential services. Further, Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh has also opposed the code, describing it as a clear attempt to diminish the role of trade unions. So this was all about the new labor codes that was established. Thank you so much for devoting your time and listening to my video. If my video was really helpful, then please like, share and comment. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel Lexcliq for more upcoming such videos. Thank you so much and have a nice day.